It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see a rematch from Super Bowl 24. We're just moments away from the action on Sunday Night Primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Northern California and Levi Bay in Santa Clara, California. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you, and we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate number one threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
And he'll be out of bounds on the return, and the drive will begin there. The 49ers offense set to get to work for the first time, led out by the last pick in the draft. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
Mr. Irrelevant. Well, I think it's safe to say, Mike, he has been anything but irrelevant since arriving in the NFL, and he is living proof. It doesn't matter if you're drafted first overall, or in his case, with the very last pick. What does matter is what you do with the opportunity once it's given to you. Nothing real flashy about his game. He simply gets the job done, and that's exactly what his team is counting on him today over these next 60 minutes.
First down throw there is incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Christian McCaffrey. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. They send him right out of the slot. On 3rd down, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete. George Kittle was the intended target that time. And that'll set up 4th down.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
To return, it's Mims. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL level.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Sometimes there's just nowhere to go, right? We ask these running backs, Mike, to do a lot of work, find space, create something out of nothing. Well, this time, he was able to create nothing out of nothing.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And that is Incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that sideline just cannot believe their guy did not come down with that play. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. I frankly don't blame him. I mean, that's a play at this level you just have to make. Your teammates are dependent on it.
Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 30th line. The Niners offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Here's Christian McCaffrey to get things started. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Injury on the field, and it is George Kittle who is in some discomfort. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Shotgun snap to Purdy. That's caught by McCaffrey. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's 3rd and 2. They need 2. Here's Purdy. Open man, left side. He's got it. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. 1st down, 49ers.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs, and not ideal to start the game in that manner. So that's a really important throw right there. Let's see if they can build something from there. Brings up 1st and 10. Continue to let your opening script unfold. You got to go down and find some points here and get your offense settled down.
To throw on 1st down is Purdy. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the intended receiver there. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air again is Purdy. He'll complete that to his fullback. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Seems like the fullback is kind of the last of a dying breed, but we see them used occasionally in the run game. But man, when you have a guy that you can target in the passing game, it just adds one more layer for a defense to have to worry about.
Purdy works out of the pistol. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. Here's 2nd and 6. Again in the air for Purdy. Open receiver, the former Gator, it's Ricky Pearsall. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. They've got it at the 8, 1st down and goal. So Kittle comes in motion. And they'll run here with McCaffrey to the 5-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. Purdy gonna give this to Garendo. He fumbled the football. The Broncos have it. Boy, that one hurts, Greg. They had a really nice drive going and moved it halfway down the field, but then fumbled down here in the red zone, and the defense comes up with a turnover.
Anytime you put together a drive of this length, Mike, you just want to come away with points. Of course, a touchdown is the main goal, but in this case, to turn the ball over this deep in the red zone is just a brutal turn of events for this offense.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. A nice drive. This is the 9th play coming up. Can they cash it in on 3rd and goal? Purdy. That is caught by the tight end, George Kittle. Touchdown, San Francisco.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Extra point up and good from Moody. And the 49ers will take a 7-0 lead. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Slot receiver headed right. Look to hit him with the jet sweep here to begin this drive. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That one caught Devon Vele. Here's their punter now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The Niners offense and their running back set to go once more. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the ground, it's McCaffrey. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
And this is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take them down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. He'll get this out to his running back. And he's not going to get to the sticks. He'll wind up losing yardage as they mark him short of the 1st down, and it sets up 4th down.
Anytime it's 3rd and short, you better account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what they do here. Great job by the defense taking him down for a loss. Brings up 4th down.
On comes Thomas Morstead as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll go play act. The ball's out. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sacked, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really just been a combination of errors here on this drive. I mean, the sack on 1st down put him in a bad spot. Then the incompletion there trying to gain it back on 2nd. And now they find themselves in a critical 3rd down here, or they're facing a 3 and out.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. The Broncos bringing out their punter, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Niners offense ready to take over once again. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Purdy. Gets this one into the hands of Juwan Jennings. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, Purdy. He'll find his tight end, Kittle, on the right side. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's McCaffrey. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll run the toss with McCaffrey. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
The offense is trying to test the edges of the perimeter of this defense, Mike, but the defense is just too quick to the ball. Total team defense, pursuit, 11 hats to the ball carrier. It's exactly what we saw here. Keep that gain to nothing.
Third down, Purdy. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. On 4th down, it's Jake Moody time for the Niners. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. Moody's kick is good. And the Niners will extend to a 10-0 lead. Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Now it's Dobbins, and he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. A run with Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. Third and 6. Here's Nix to throw. He's got his man. He finds Sutton. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Set to go now on first and 10. They'll give it to Dobbins. Oh, and they'll take this down inside the 35.
Nice combination of vision, patience, and speed by the running back here. The vision to see the hole, the patience to let the blocks unfold, and then the speed to hit it and pick up a nice gain.
Slot man in motion left. He's got a man open. It's Sherfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down. Slot man in motion right. Here comes the jet sweep. He'll get a yard or two to the 8. Second and goal. Second and goal. Give on the ground. And he keeps the legs moving, able to get it down inside the 5. Third and goal. Next. From the gun, on third down, nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
On fourth down, the veteran Will Lutz for the Broncos field goal. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos are on the board. It's now 10-3. So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Niners offense ready to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with first and 10. from the shotgun. It's Purdy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab. It's a first down and a gain of 13. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Now it's McCaffrey. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Alex Singleton, there on the tackle. Second down and 3. Shotgun snap to Purdy. Ayuk makes the catch right side. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That's hauled in once again. It's Ayuk. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They run straight ahead with McCaffrey. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5. Here's Purdy. That's caught by McCaffrey. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. To the right side, this is McCaffrey. And nothing cooking on one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Purdy now on 2nd down. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. Third and long. Throwing is Purdy. He'll try to run for it. Well, 3rd and 19, no problem. They pick it up on 3rd and long.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
On the give, it's McCaffrey. He is in. Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown, 49ers.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
On is Moody to add the extra point. He's got it. And the 49ers move out in front by the score of 17-3. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. Now return coming from the 7. He's to midfield. To the 20. And he's going to take this all the way back. 93 yards. Touchdown, Denver. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz's going to send this one away. This returnable from the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So here's Brock Purdy, and this 49ers offense back onto the field. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. He'll get it into the hands of Kittle. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Purdy works out of the pistol. Finding his tight end, Farrell. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a 1st down. A run here with McCaffrey. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He'll go right and find his running back. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. A give for McCaffrey running right. And the D closes quickly. He stopped after a gain of a yard. That's the safety, Talanoa Hufanga, on the tackle. Two minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back with you from Santa Clara in a moment. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Purdy. Open man is Jennings. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Back to throw. Purdy. They'll set up the screen here to Pearsall. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
They need the 24-yard line as they come up for 3rd down. They'll throw again with Purdy. He finds his big receiver, that's Jennings. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. Back to the air again is Purdy. He'll get this out to his running back. And this is a big problem going the wrong way. Out of bounds well behind the original line of scrimmage. Second and 11. Again in the air for Purdy. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Purdy gonna put it up again. That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. And we're gonna get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. So we hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers in the lead. As we'll send you over to Orlando, our EA Sports halftime report with the coach. Jonathan, all yours.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. This one taken at the 7. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Here's Dobbins. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. They'll stick with him again. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Here comes 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Throw to the sideline, well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes they do, have the first down.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. This one to the tight end, Trotman. To the ground after the penalty, and he'll get up beyond the 40 to the 41-yard line. Jair Brown on the tackle. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
Back to the ground, he'll get it again. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Finding yourself down here multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Handoff here, up the middle, and that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the 1st down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
Second down, Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. And he's into the end zone. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Broncos. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Lutz for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Broncos are back within a field goal. The lead is 3. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers offense coming back onto the field. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. So they come to the line for first down and 10. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. And this will wind up a Niners first down. The tackle's made at about the 38-yard line.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
First and 10. Purdy. A throw on the move is caught. 13 yards on that pass play. It's good for a Niners first down.
You don't want to make a living off of making these kind of throws, Mike. It's one thing to throw into tight coverage, but it's another thing to throw into tight double coverage. And while the quarterback gets away with one here, I don't think you want to make a living doing it.
That's taken in by Jennings. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's second and 6. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up third down. They need 2. Here's Purdy. That'll be intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged prior to their next possession?
The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with first and 10. On the ground, here's Dobbins. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a second and 9. They'll turn and hand this one off. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up third down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. It'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a first and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey to start this drive. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down. From the gun, it's Purdy. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
We see this time and time again in the NFL, Mike. You want to play quarterback at this level, you better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And in this case, he's got to bounce back from a pick on the last drive, and he's got to find himself some easy completions and settle himself back into this one.
Throwing on second down is Purdy. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Purdy works out of the pistol. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. The 49ers out to punt this one. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Broncos offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll begin with 1st and 10. He'll give it to Dobbins. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. That's caught left side by Ingram. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Throwing. Nix. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 16-yard pickup on that one. Good for a Denver first down.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better field for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run with Dobbins. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. To throw is Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receive the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Well, you talk about playing complementary team defense, Mike. Well, that is it in a nutshell. The coverage, do your job. Take away the easy pass lanes. Make the quarterback hold the ball for an extra count. That's all they needed to get that pass rush home, and it results in a sack.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Here's Nix to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. The 49ers offense ready for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That's caught by McCaffrey. That one good for a dozen and a very quick 1st down. They'll run here with McCaffrey. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He'll complete that to his fullback. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
We're not real accustomed to seeing these sort of plays out of this guy. He's more of the dirty work, kind of behind-the-scenes role player. But tell you what, he keeps coming through for this offense, and he's going to find himself with a couple more touches.
Play fake to McCaffrey. Now Purdy. Open man is Jennings. 18 yards on the connection. 1st down, 49ers. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. That's over the middle to Kittle. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. Throwing again is Purdy. He pulls it in around the 5. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with McCaffrey. And he'll go down, back at the 4.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Third and goal. It's Purdy. And that is incomplete. So, Jake Moody on in this big situation. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. On the return, here's Mims. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now it's Dobbins, and that'll be a pickup of 3. They face second down and 7. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Shotgun draw, trying to catch him off guard here, Mike, but the defense was having none of it. Thought it took a little too long to develop. Gave that defense enough time to get back there. Stop him for no gain.
Big play coming up. This is third down. Nix from the gun on third down. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
I see a lot of tired legs out there on both sides of the field, Mike. Looks like this pass rush has found a little bit of a second wind. They come away with a big-time sack, and it brings up fourth down.
We're about ready now for the punt. He'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The 49ers offense and Brock Purdy headed back on the field for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. A run with the man from Louisville, Isaac Guerendo. And this will wind up a Niners first down. Good running, gets him to about the 44.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. That's complete to Pearsall. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Everyone always assumes that you only want to run drag routes or crossing routes just underneath like mesh concepts against man coverage, but so often they're equally as effective against the zone. All it takes is one of those underneath man defenders to latch on to the wrong route, and all of a sudden there is a lot of room, not only for the completion, but for yards after the catch.
They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Purdy going to give this to Garendo. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A tight end in motion now. Purdy now on 2nd down. And unable to connect there. It's incomplete. Third and 5. Shotgun snap to Purdy.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
Throwing on 1st down is Purdy. This throw left side caught by Kittle. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. On the handoff, it's Garendo. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2. Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. Finding his tight end, Farrell.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the 1st down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on 4th down.
So Jake Moody on in this big situation. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. That's caught. It's the tight end Ingram. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. Play action now. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. On fourth down, here's Nix. Left side, that's complete. It's Sutton.
Oh, that's a great job there defensively. They know exactly where that first down marker is. It looked for a minute like he was going to be able to pick up enough yards to convert on that fourth down, but he doesn't. He's just shy, and that is a great stand here by this defense.
The Niners offense ready to get back at it. They start with the lead and the football, and they do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. They'll give it to Garendo. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
Two minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, they'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. One more time, it's Garendo. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And now we get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. And now the referee looks like he has gotten word from replay. They're going to stop the game inside the last 2 minutes. All replays emanate from there. So the official upstairs and the replay get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Garendo. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll go again with Garendo. And he'll be close to a 1st down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So the penalty sets up this offense for first and goal. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So a win here for the 49ers. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. And in the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.